The concept of relevant time in custody in the UK refers to the legal framework that governs how long a person can be held in police custody before they must either be charged with a crime or released. This area is primarily regulated by the Police and Criminal Evidence Act 1984 PACE, which sets out strict guidelines for detention periods, extensions, and the treatment of individuals held in custody. Under PACE, when a person is arrested, they are typically taken to a police station where their relevant time in custody begins. Relevant time refers to the start of the period during which the police can lawfully detain a suspect. According to Section 41 of PACE, the standard maximum detention period is 24 hours for most offences. During this time, the police can question the suspect and gather evidence. For the detention to be lawful, the police must have reasonable grounds to suspect that the individual is involved in a crime, and the detention must be necessary for further investigation. The detention period is regularly reviewed by a custody officer, who ensures that the detention remains lawful and justified. The 24-hour detention limit can be extended under certain circumstances. For more serious offences, such as indictable offences, the police can apply for an extension up to 36 hours. A senior police officer, usually a superintendent or above, can authorise an extension of detention up to 36 hours if they believe that the offence is serious and more time is needed to gather evidence. Up to 96 hours. Beyond 36 hours, further extensions require the authorisation of a magistrate's court. The police must convince the court that continued detention is necessary and proportionate, and they can seek an extension of up to 96 hours. For terrorism-related offences, different rules apply under the Terrorism Act 2000. The relevant time for detention without charge can be extended up to 14 days. Initially, a suspect can be detained for 48 hours, but with judicial approval, this can be extended in stages up to the full 14 days. Certain periods are excluded from the calculation of relevant time. For instance, any time that a suspect spends in hospital receiving medical treatment does not count towards the custody time limit. Additionally, rest periods are also excluded from the calculation. Throughout the detention, there are several safeguards in place to protect the rights of the detainee. Regular reviews of detention must take place. The first review must occur after the first 6 hours of detention. Subsequent reviews must take place every 9 hours thereafter. Detainees have the right to legal representation and to have someone informed of their arrest. If a suspect believes they are being held unlawfully, they can challenge their detention in court through a process known as habeas corpus. The legislation concerning relevant time in custody ensures that suspects are not detained arbitrarily and that their detention is justified and regularly reviewed.